Okay, so I guess I'm kind of like doing this kind of because I've always wanted to do this. So I personally, I've always wanted to do a recommending music video, but I usually do CDs. Now I'm planning for this channel to kind of be music, mostly CDs, but I just felt like I had to do this because I kind of want to recommend some new music. So today I'm going to be talking about some really underrated and really good artists that don't receive enough attention. And these are specifically goth artists. However, this obviously applies to the whole goth umbrella. So there will be these are mostly ethereal wave, dark wave, and death rock, and there's also some industrial, there's a little bit of dark cabaret, and also some of these don't just sort of stick to those genres. Some of them go into other genres, like, obviously, yeah, some of them just go into other genres, like, for ethereal wave you can go into neoclassical, but these are just some artists that I think classify as goth. If you play a goth genre, that makes you goth. So let's get into this. So the first band I'm going to be talking about is actually one that I can hardly find any information on, but I really like them. They have a very sort of chill, ethereal wave sound. Now, I can tell there's other elements mixed into this apart from ethereal wave. There's a little bit of neoclassical, and it's a little bit pop kind of sounding in some songs. So this band I'm talking about is a Psychic Echo. And Psychic Echo, I can't find much information on them, but I think it's a duo. I think it's a man and a woman, from what I've seen. I think it is a duo, but it might also be a band, but information-wise, not very good. So I think they're based in Wales, and yeah, it's very good. I do think the accents actually do add to this in some songs. They kind of melt into the song, which I really love. They play sort of chilled, ethereal wave, very high vocals, very melty, very warm, and very sort of light as well. And they have a big thing with butterflies, and the album cover that I'm showing here is from their only album. I wish they had made more, but I don't know what happened to them. I don't think they're not still around, I don't think. I really wish they were, because they really have a lot of potential, but this is the only album that they've made, and I really like it, and I like all the songs on it. And they don't really, you listen to them first and you think, oh, they sound the same. They don't, they're all kind of different, and I really like that about them. So next band will be Rise and Fall of a Decade. I did list them all on this paper because I knew I would forget. So Rise and Fall of a Decade, when I looked them up, I personally think they're ethereal wave, but again, elements in that you can pick up, like this band specifically, you can pick up some of the songs, a little bit of electronic, a little bit of trip hop sprinkled in there, and a lot of neoclassical. And I'd say this is a lot of neoclassical, sort of sounding ethereal wave. However, some of them, I think, take a little bit of a turn, like a little bit of a trip hop turn, I think, in their earlier, because I did listen to some of their early work, and I can see trip hop in there. So this is Rise and Fall of a Decade. They made, I think, about 3 albums, but they stopped after one of the members died of cancer, which is really sad because they were such a good band, and his vocals specifically were just, his vocals with the woman's vocals were really nice together. So I'm really sad about that, and I'm really sad that they are, I think they do still perform at select places, like randomly will pop up that they're performing somewhere, but they don't really perform anymore. Now, this specifically is more sort of Renaissance, kind of medieval, ethereal wave, and I really like that about them. Like, you listen to the whole album of Noisy But Quiet, and that is just straight up medieval, abandoned castles, castle ruins, abandoned castles, Full Castle, it's castles just there, right in front of you. Those sounds in there. I really like this one, but I have particular favourite album, Noisy But Quiet. But I do like their self-titled as well, and Forget About the 20th Century is pretty good. I think that's 20th Century. I think it's Forget About the 20th Century, that's good. Next artist we have, this is Hannah Fury, and she has 2 albums. I've only really listened to one of them, but I have listened to some of the songs of the other one, but it's more slow, and I'd say it's more dark cabaret than the other one, because the other one is more ethereal wave, the other one is more dark cabaret. This one is ethereal wave and dark cabaret, which I think is really nice. And she's very like doll-like with this ethereal wave. It's very, lacy, doll-like, kind of dark fairy tale-ish. Some people said that they saw dark fairy tale in there. I don't see any really dark fairy tale. I could see carnival and stuff, like a very dark carnival. I really like her. Like, it goes from soft to violent to soft. She's sort of very ranging in emotions and tone, which I really like. But particularly her EP, I think it's called Soul Poison. I like that one. I think it's really good. I really love The Necklace of Marie Antoinette. That one is really good. Yeah, so I really love Hannah Fury, and she's actually been picked up a little bit by the internet because she was quite small, and she's been picked up quite a bit by the internet, and a lot of people do like her now, which I'm really glad. Like, this is the only time when I'll really say, like, I really like the fact that she's got the attention, because she does deserve it. She's got a really good voice and really good songs, so yeah. Next artist, this is going to be a mixed debate, because it is Jabbo, and Jabbo is multi-genre, which means that she's not exactly goth, but in some albums she is, but in some albums she's not. I'd say most goth albums is probably Sacrificial Cake, but you've also got, what is the one? Blood Woman Rose's Skin. That one's Ethereal Wave. I've personally only listened to Sacrificial Cake, and Sacrificial Cake is a mix of industrial, dark wave, and experimental, and some other genres sprinkled in there as well, but I like that one. She's very avant-garde in her vocals. They're very echoey and sort of dark and strange. Specifically, Sacrificial Cake is very much that. I put a little bit of kind of, because it depends on what album you pick with Jabbo, if it's going to be gothic, because, again, 2 albums I think definitely are. I think she has more. I think you'd class the Man album as dark wave. I think you'd class it as maybe as neoclassical dark wave. I don't know, but she definitely is goth. I mean, So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say that she's like totally goth, but you've got those genres in there, and yeah, I do like Sacrificial Cake because it's very much sort of my dark fairy tale aesthetic, and I really do like that. It's like sort of Grimm's fairy tales. Like, I read a book a few days ago, a few weeks ago actually, because I stopped reading it because like it kind of bored me out a little bit. But some of the fairy tales in there were very dark, and they kind of fit with this sort of Grimm's fairy tale vibe that she has going on. But it's kind of like intertwined with sort of femininity and kind of the feminine experience and stuff. And also she did the soundtrack for The Path, which is a brilliant soundtrack. You should go and listen to it. It's really good. For all my lycanthropic loving people, it's got a lot of wolves in there. Like, the video hasn't got a lot of wolves, but the soundtrack makes it clear with wolves. And I love songs that reference wolves. Like, I've got like whole songs wolves, and I love them. So next we have Collide, and Collide is dark wave and mixing it with industrial. I think they're more industrial than dark wave, but they do balance it out. You could say that some albums are a little more dark wave. They do sort of balance it a little bit more. Like, I've got one of their CDs, I've got Chasing the Ghost. Chasing the Ghost is dark wave. more than industrial, but it does have the industrial elements still in there. I'm just going to come out and say that they are both industrial and darkwave because I personally think that they probably are. So Collide, I really love Collide because they've got those like cyberpunk vibes, cyber goth vibes in there, but it's a very different kind of cyber goth. It's less club cyber goth and a little bit more like futuristic cyber goth, if you get what I mean. Kind of like metallic robot, kind of, but blue. It's very blue sounding. I don't know how to explain that. It is very blue sounding, specifically Chasing the Ghost. Other albums you can kind of hit the colours. That really sounds really weird, but you can. Like Beneath the Skin sounds very sort of dark. That one sounds very blue, which it's very like cyber kind of robots, kind of get that vibe. Collide specifically, they have a very cyber feel to them, cyberpunk, the songs, but like they also use kind of Arabian kind of style. They're known for their Arabian style because they mix it in with the dark wave and the industrial, which I really love. Like you can hear some really good instruments in there. Specifically their song Euphoria has a lot of Arabian elements, which I personally really like. So next one, we're going full death rock with this one. This is oh my god. I'm going to say Deadchovsky, but I don't know how to... Deadchovsky. I think it's Deadchovsky. I don't know how to pronounce this one. I'm sorry. I've tried multiple times and I still can't get it right. This is a death rock band from France. Though you can class them as gothic rock and you can probably class them as horror punk a little bit. Like they have the elements in there. My favourite song, my favourite album of theirs is, oh my god, I forgot the name. I'm not joking, but it's the one with the flamingo on the front. Like the flamingo plague doctor looking guy, he's on there. That is the, oh no, it's Spiritus Sancti Bizarre. That's the name, Spiritus Sancti Bizarre. That's a name, and I think that's a really fitting name because this also has a very dystopian vibe into it. It's kind of dystopian in ways. It's a little bit gory. Like you can hear the kind of like gore in there. In a way, and it's very dystopian in a lot of songs. It's disturbing. The vocals are harsh. I personally really like this one. And they were like kind of one of my first goth bands, a little bit. Like I discovered them and I was absolutely obsessed, but I was wondering why like no one was talking about them. So that's really good. I really love Deadchovsky. Next one, again, heavy with the horror punk on this one, because this one actually very horror punk. This is Astrovamps, but they are death rock, but they're also very horror punk. And they do a really good balance of both of those, which I really like. This one, Gods and Monsters, is such a good album, but like I also like American Gothic. American Gothic's really good. I'd say try both of them. Specifically, these ones are kind of like Halloween-ish. They sound very, very Halloween-ish. I like that about them. Is that they include a lot of themes of horror, like vampires, ghosts, the dead. They include a lot of themes of that, which I really like personally. However, I like the vocals as well, because the vocals are kind of a little bit comedy, jokey, a lot of the songs are a bit jokey, like the song Horror Porn Star, that is really good. I love that one. But like the vocals in there are like really like jokey, like funny, and I like that about them. The singer is obviously trying to be unserious, and I like that. So that is it for this. Please tell me if you've enjoyed these so I can give more recommendations out for different genres. I could give out I can do like just random bands that I like specifically that I think deserve more attention, because I have a lot for those, because I have a bunch of random artists on the back of here, like I have some like random bands in the back of here that I was gonna make a video of, but I kind of didn't want to do it because I would include a lot of work, and I didn't want to put that much work into a video because I feel like nobody would really watch it, so I didn't make it. But these ones I would actually talk about. Like, I want to do like a whole Dark Cabaret video because I think that Dark Cabaret is so forgotten about. It makes me actually angry. So I think I'm going to do that. But apart from that, please suggest some bands for me to look at below. There was another band I was going to include here called The Changelings, who are very similar to the Psychic Echo and Rise and Fall of a Decade. However, I didn't include them because I've only listened to about 2 songs from them. I've listened to more from these. Like, I've listened to the entire Psychic Echoes album. I think it's Into the Light. I think it's called Into the Light. I've listened to that, but I haven't listened to The Changelings apart from 1 song. So I'll try and include them maybe in another video, but I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to listen to them because some of their songs are slow, and if you know me, you know I'm a little bit, not the biggest fan of like slow songs in a way, in a certain way. But I definitely will include them in next video if I decide to do like a part 2 of this. That is all. Goodbye.